Hello and welcome to a new edition of our program Women's World, and in this edition of the program we will talk more about fasting in Ramadan and healthy tips for the fasting people, and also how to be healthy and come out of the holy month of Ramadan without gaining extra weight. And today we are joined by Dr. Marwa Karanshawy, Program Manager, Health Management and Research Program Department. Good afternoon,
Hello,
Dr.
good
Marwa.
afternoon. Happy Ramadan.
So first, Dr. Marwa, let's talk about the benefits of fasting.
Fasting is a physical process and a spiritual process.
Yes.
So on the physical side, it regulates your carbohydrates and your sugars if you handle it properly, because most people handle fasting with a lot of sugars and a lot of carbohydrates. So let's start first by the fact that fasting actually gives your body a chance to rest from all the exercise that it does to sustain energy along the day. So this brings us back to the point that never miss suhoor. Pre-dawn meal is very important because it usually starts with this meal to maintain the rest of the energy of the day. So that's why it's very important to always focus on the pre-dawn suhoor. Try to have a grain-full diet, some types of beans, and also water along the breaking fast hours.
So, Dr. Marwa, also, why do people crave sweets and deep fried food in Ramadan? How can we help them avoid these habits?
Well, this is one of the first things we always tell people to avoid,
Yes.
because it's actually bad to your body, because your body, after fasting for a very long time, minimum of 12 hours, usually automatically creates sugars, because sugars are fastly metabolized by the body so that they give you a boost, a false boost of energy. It's not actually a true boost of energy. So that's why your body usually goes for it first. Same thing for carbohydrates. Carbohydrates usually transfers into sugars, so that's why. So usually the best deal to break your fast on is some dates, which are natural sugars that give you the needed energy without shocking your body, as we say in a simple term.
Yes.
And then usually water is consumed, or something warm for soup, and then usually you give your body a chance to start to process this amount of sugars intake, so that it gets ready for the other meal. We always recommend people not to go for a heavy meal at the beginning of the day, so that their body doesn't drain all the energy towards the stomach, so that to help with the digestion. This is actually basically what happens, like your body removes all the blood from all other organs to go to the stomach to help with the digestion process of a very heavy meal after hours of fasting.
Yes, so also the importance of drinking water and avoid the body to get dehydrated. So how can we avoid this?
Well, usually it starts, as we said, from after breaking fast. You start by water during that first hour, and then consuming soup and other forms of low sugar drinks. Usually, again, people go running for highly sugar saturated drinks. We recommend other low sugar drinks. Also moderating your water intake along the hours, like fixing a regular amount, minimum of 1.5 liters per day, to give your body a chance to consume the water and store it, so that you can use it along the fasting hours.
Yes. So, Dr. Marwa, still Ramadan is a good chance for people who want to lose weight. So, tell them some tips, and why are complex carbs also good for losing weight?
Basically, Ramadan actually is like, we all try intermittent fasting.
Yes.
So it's a form of intermittent fasting, but actually it gives you more hours, because you cut down on all types of food for a very long number of hours. So basically, the way you handle your diet is the key to lose weight. As we mentioned, try to avoid heavy fat food like fried food, deep fried food, using a lot of oils. Try to go for fresh ingredients, vegetables and fruits. Also, it's very important during suhoor to take fruits and vegetables to prevent dehydration. Also, the fact that we try to avoid white grains, white flour. Like anything that has white flour in it usually doesn't help the body to lose weight or burn energy. It actually does the opposite. So also complex carbohydrates is harder for the body to break down. So it causes some sort of load on the system, of the body system. Also exercise. It's very important to do exercise after iftar.
Not before.
Not before. It's most recommended after iftar, so that you can, a simple exercise like walking always does the trick and gets your body energy high, and also helps you drink more water.
So you advise anyone who who wants to make sports to postpone it until after iftar.
Yes,
It is not
yes.
recommended to do it while fasting.
It's okay to do it before iftar, but it's better to do it after iftar also to increase your energy levels.
And avoid also dehydration.
Yes, and also avoid dehydration during fasting, because you sweat, so you lose water, so it's a bit complicated.
So some people say that metabolism is slow down in Ramadan. Is this true?
Metabolism is actually more regulated because you give your body, as I mentioned earlier, give your body a chance to rest. So if you meet it with good diet, not heavy food diet, your metabolism will stay stable and not slower actually. It increases your chance. That's the main concept of intermittent fasting, that you focus on the areas of your rest so that your body starts to metabolize the stored energy. In the form of fats or other items in your body. So actually fasting helps regulate your metabolism in a more better way.
Yes. So Dr. Marwa, also if we talk about kids who want to try fasting, so what is your advice to mothers who want to train their children to fast?
We always recommend that mothers start fasting not before the age of 7 or 8 years, because
Yes.
the body is still in need of regular consumption of food. So we always recommend that mothers start at the age of 7 or 8, preferably 8, and they also start by quarter of a day. Let's say if they fast from dawn till 12, a lesser number of hours, and the same routine. And then each year we add a couple of hours. By the age they reach 10 or 11, they're able to stand for one full fasting day. Again, we emphasize mothers for a healthy suhoor meal for her child before dawn, not to make it early so that his body starts storing energy, and also enriching their diet with fruits and vegetables. This is a key to make them really not dehydrate and not suffer from issues like dizziness or fatigue or constipation. The key is here for children is basically milk products, fruits and vegetables.
So also, Dr. Marwa, if we talk about performing prayers and trying to do everything possible, like praying, reading Quran, and all these Ramadan habits, how can we regulate the day in a way that Egyptian mothers in particular can make a balance between all these stuff in Ramadan?
We start by proper hours of sleep.
Yes.
That's the key. Proper hours of sleep is always the key. Try to sleep after prayers, Al-Isha and Taraweeh. Start to pray maybe by 10 p.m. Then you have sufficient hours of sleep until 3:30 or 4 dawn. So you get a chance to suhoor with your family, and then you pray dawn and get an hour or so of sleep, so you have that sufficient rest and energy. In these few hours, either your kids are with you or at school, you have a few rest hours to prepare whatever meal you want, read some Quran. I see Ramadan as a chance for people to actually regulate their sleeping hours and use the benefit of early sleep. So basically here, the skill here is proper time management, and it's a very good skill that Ramadan offers us, because you have set timing for your meals, not like other days that the meals are distributed along the day. Here you have a scheduled timing that you need to be eating either for iftar or for suhoor. So this really gives you a time to regulate your day. And also, again, people think that Ramadan is for late night sleeps and not enough hours. No, actually, it's better to early sleep by 10:30, 10 maximum, and also it's healthy for young children to sleep early, young kids, because their body gets a chance to grow properly. So everyone in the family gets proper rest, and if she's a working mom, she gets sufficient rest so that she can start her working day.
So the key here is to sleep early.
Yes.
Not like we see now, all people stay till late at night to wait for suhoor and then sleep.
Exactly.
This is so wrong.
This is against the body nature. The nature of the body is that you need a solid...
They should sleep and then wake up to take
Exactly,
suhoor.
8 hours sleep at least. This is how God intended us to be. We sleep. Early sleepers always wake energized and in better health. Research has proven that for many years before, that the earlier you sleep, the more energy you get to pursue the rest of your day.
So Dr. Marwa, also fasting is a chance for the body to detoxify itself from all bad things that gets into the body throughout the day. So tell us more about this theory of detoxification of the body.
Well, with fasting comes an alternation of your diet, as we mentioned earlier, because you reduce eating outside, maybe you
Yes,
reduce...
you eat at home.
Most of us eat at home. You reduce the amount of junk food you consume from outside, which is highly saturated in fat and salts. So it gives, again, as you said, a chance for your body to rest and detox. And due to the fasting mechanism, you need to drink more water, and water usually helps to clean your system, especially your kidneys. It gives us a chance to refresh and recharge. So fasting offers you this easy ticket, as we said, for detoxification that people usually spend a lot of hours trying to plan out, especially if you drink after iftar herbal teas, stuff with some sort of our regular diet like karkade and the naturalistic drinks. It usually
not caffeine, not so much
caffeine, exactly, not too much caffeine. We usually don't recommend a lot of caffeine after iftar. Actually, we also recommend it as a way to reduce the consumption of caffeine as part of the detox for people who consume a lot of coffee, which is a bad impact on stress levels and blood pressure and your kidneys and liver. So it's actually a very good way to detoxificate not only your body, also your head from bad habits like excessive caffeine, smoking, all these bad habits. Ramadan is always a chance. We encourage people who want to get rid of bad habits to use Ramadan as an entryway.
Yes, true. Before we wrap up this edition of the program, we can also give some tips to those people who suffer from migraines, headaches throughout the day, because their bodies get used to smoking and caffeine. How can they gradually stop these things and avoid migraines in Ramadan?
We usually recommend this process to start actually before Ramadan, to reduce your intake of caffeine and nicotine, exactly, and smoking of all forms gradually, so that when you enter the first few days of Ramadan, you don't really struggle that much. But in the case you fail to do that, usually you recommend that after iftar you reduce your caffeine intake. Let's say, for example, during the breaking fast hours, you consume 3 or 4 cups. We start recommending using 1 cup with milk or with breaking it in another form. Then also the amount of cigarettes we try to, or nicotine consumed of any form, try to reduce it. Consume yourself with prayers and Quran so that you really don't get distracted. And we also sometimes recommend for people who really suffer from this chronic migraines, some sort of paracetamol, some sort of medication to help reduce the symptoms until their body, subhanAllah, our body get regulated and gets managing better when you start to give it proper signals.
Yes, good. Finally, I'd like to thank you, Dr. Marwa Karanshawy, Program Manager and Health Management and Research Program Department. Thank you, Dr. Marwa.
Thank you so much. Pleasure is all mine. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And by that, we come to the end of today's edition of our program, Women's World. Thank you for watching.